I don't like any of these words, actually. Horror. Yeah, we'll do that. I don't know if that's gonna influence us or not. Hi again, Tham. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. It's weird. Why would you say that? Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my own word. Well, back at Literature Club, I was last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thank you for keeping your promise, Tham. Hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. Sadie told me he didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take it seriously, you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Natsuki found herself stuck between saying Monika and manga. Manga is literature. Smoothly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Tham always gives his best as long as he's having fun. Comes me with busy work without me even asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Sayuri, that's because your room is so messy, it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? You two are really good friends, aren't you? I'd be a little jealous. How come? You and Tham could become good friends too. Sayuri? Oh, this is awkward. As usual, Sayuri seems oblivious to the weird situation she's put me into. Oh, Yuri even brought you something to date, you know? Wait, Sayuri? Me? Not really. Don't be shy. Oh god, hold on a second, can you adjust the headphones a little bit? I don't know, it just doesn't sit right. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Oh, she's the girl blushing. Girl blushing! Sayuri made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What'd I do? Yeah? I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking. Guess it means it's up to me to rescue the situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So a nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. Make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, and if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it, if you wanted. This says, how's girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. This girl is pretty adorable, not gonna lie, this girl is pretty adorable. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew, what should be some sort of a weird murder book though? Oh my god. Well, you can read it at your own pace. Look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expect Monika to kick off some scheduled activities in the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayuri and Monika having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in the book. Can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki's rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time I'd feel bad for distracting her from her reading. Catch a glimpse of the cover of a book. Looks like the same book she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me, and our eyes meet for a split second. The music, it changes entirely, and now seems more playful. Well, flirty, I guess? I don't know if you can really classify it as flirty, but interesting. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry, I'm just spacing out. I'm out of this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book you gave me, right? I want to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious, how come you have two copies of the same book? Well, I stopped at the bookstore yesterday, and that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy two of them. I see. Something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's that about, anyway? Well... Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. Wait, Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. Alright. I just want to make sure I don't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister. But as soon as she does so, her life really gets strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison. And while her life is in danger, she used to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life starts to fall apart. It's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. The weird, awkward laughter. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Tham? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy these kind of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot Yuri's into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. Just that those kind of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals, or their own philosophy that they believe in. And then suddenly, when you thought you relate to the protagonist, they made out to be the naive one from letting the one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. Feels like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. Please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. It just means you're passionate about reading. Least I can do is listen. It's a literature club, after all. Well, that's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading, right? You don't have to. What are you saying? Just a moment ago, you said you were looking forward to it. Let me get the book. Quickly retrieve the book and I put in a bag. All right, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? Seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. Open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri meant about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. Looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry, I was just... Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. Yeah, there she goes again. I mean... Here, this should work, right? I slam my desk until it's up against Yuri's, the homo book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Oh god, my contact is starting to float. Apologize. Oh. When contacts float in the morning, it's usually not a comfortable feeling. It just kind of happens. Once we each lean a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. Feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess it makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. Oh, now they're reading the book together. Oh, that is cute. That's some cute shit. That's some cute shit that I like. That's nice. That's nice. I'm enjoying the niceties until the very foreshadowed horrendous nature and disturbing sights of this game. Yuri takes the left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way I turn the page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can see the warmth of Yuri's face. She's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? Huh? To turn the page. Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do. You can see being so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. Continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it onto her own thumb. Hey, Yuri. This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways. She also second-guesses all the things that she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. I see. Is that really a good thing to tell her? Say, hey, this character reminds me of you a little bit because she second guesses herself a lot and constantly is worried about whether she's doing the right thing or the wrong thing, constantly apologizes and stuff like that. I mean, it's interesting to point it out, but I would think it'd be kind of rude, you know? I don't know, is it just me? Maybe it's just me. Anyway, Yuri remains silent for a moment. But Tham, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. So embarrassing that you think that. See? I told you! Wait, I didn't mean in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I really don't know that you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I more meant that it's kind of cute. What are you saying all of a sudden? Okay, everyone. I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other. Might not have enough time if we wait too long. Yuri exhales. Spared me from finishing her thought. Wait, hold on, what does it say? Damn it, I can't back up. History. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thought. There we go. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. I'm sorry, apologies. Alright. Guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read it with you? I guess you don't have... I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Alright. I stand up. Make a mental note of where I left off in the book, and slip it back into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. Can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. Couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? Can't wait! My voice is already getting bad. Sayuri and Monika enthusiastically pull out the poems. Sayuri is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monika wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monika's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Oh, who should I show my poem to first? Let's show it to Yuri. So far we've been hitting it off pretty well with her. Yuri seems the most experienced, so I should start with her. I trust her opinion to be fair. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. Huh? What was that? What was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. This girl is cute as hell, I'm not gonna lie. This girl is cute as hell. He's gonna hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. Huh? That's I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Using imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. It's actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traced her finger along with the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. Because there were specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, kind of learned to pick up on them. I'm pretty sure my voice of her kind of dropped down, went up an octave from last time I tried to, from the very beginning of when I tried to voice her. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, tend to pick up writing style separate from the topic matter, and the form fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. But stammering is completely gone. She sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There's so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them or building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. Might take you some time, but it comes with practice. Learning by example, try new things. So I hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. Shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. That's fine. Not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't she supposed to be a literature club? Oh, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Oh god. Look outside poem area to continue? Oh. What am I supposed to do? Oh, click outside the poem area, not click off the game to continue. Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm a little idiot. I thought it said click outside the poem area as if like off screen. I'm a little idiot. I'm a little idiot. What is going on with me? Must be this one. Last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. Last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe. Calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. Light flickers, I flicker back. I'm sorry to have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Well, I just don't read script very well. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Eh? That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Although it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short? I wish I write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I want to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Mm-hmm. Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Tham. Really? Must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose I did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in this world. We usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Lingering in our last remaining place of comfort, never to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more sound putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. Eh? It's nothing really. Yours was impressive too, so... Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Tham. Me too. Alright, that went pretty well. Who should I show my poem to next? Show it to Sayuri. See what Sayuri thinks of it. See what she can muster up about it. It's a good poem, Tham. Are you sure it's your first time? Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time? I guess you're right. That's why it's impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously, or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy just that you wrote one. This reminds me that you're really part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Oh, well, of course. Not really into it yet, but it doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Tham. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Try new things like this for other people. That's something that only really good people do. Thanks, Sayuri. I'm not sure if Sayuri sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, can't deny that she is part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? I've been more way of thanking you. Alright, I'm going to hold you to that then. Yay! Now you read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm real bad at this. Well, we'll see about that. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning makes me feel like you miss me. Kiss on my forehead to help me out of bed. Make me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky's blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Relatable. Very relatable. Sayuri. This is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? No. Just a little bit. Can't answer that just a little bit to a yes or no question. Forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a little better about myself. Don't be mean. Still try my best. Yeah. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. Came out nice. How shall I put it? Sounded just like you. Really? Yeah. Especially that last line. I want breakfast. I made eggs and toast. Even though you were late to school. I was about to skip breakfast. Get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. This was so much fun. Monika's the best. Yeah. Next time I won't forget. I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I look forward to it. I guess we will. Let's see about Natsuki. Let's see what Natsuki wrote a poem about. Well, it's about what I expect from someone like you. That's a little blunt. Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. It just didn't evoke my emotion. So basically, it's not cute enough for your tastes. Do you want to get smacked? I'll pass. Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Now that you like it. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people... Wait, that's the same thing as the first thing. People can try, but that's about it. I like it. The music here in the background, it changes to sound more clumsy. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. Oh my god. Let's read it again here together. Eagles can fly. I guess that's the title. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can seek. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try. But that's about it. Oh my god. That is... Wow. Wow, 10 out of 10 poem. Yeah. Told you that you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't it the point of poems for people to express themselves? Writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. The other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight in the foreplay. Like I set up for the rhyme at the end, but then made it all fall flat on purpose. Helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. Really? I'm pretty sure. I don't know. The music kind of made it seem like I mean, I guess if it's meditated, I guess I can see the point in it. You know, kind of like people can try, but that's about it. Like all these animals can do amazing things, but people all they can do is just try doing something. That's actually wow. That's actually a lot deeper than I thought it was going to be. Whoa, I missed out the whole depth behind it. So you did. Guess more went into that than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. Glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. Decided to humor her with that last comment. Didn't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Yeah, I won't take it away from her. Now let's talk to Monika. Hi, Tham. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, seeing you and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring that up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring that up. Much better job just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share a poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Tham. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But that's sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Okay. Yeah, that's true. And Monika, my poem. Great job, Tham. I was going ooh my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. Not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. Guess I underestimated you. This is for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That's why it always counts when I put in some effort. It's not very fair. I guess it'll work anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Likes a Yuri who likes using simple, direct words to describe happiness and sadness. Yuri likes it when the readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively, both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all the nuances. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. God, my context is flowing so badly. I apologize. Reading is becoming a live hazard. Reading visual novels is becoming a hazard from eyes. Never really asked though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about it. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring, learn by trying new things. Sure, I end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to keep the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little biased towards their own kind of styles, but always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, it's not very good. Sound pretty confident for someone who claims not to be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. Doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in wall. Oh, there's also a scrolling option. We can actually go up and down. Interesting. Hole in wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction that sparkle protrudes. No, as a neighbor, an angry boyfriend. I'll never know I wasn't home. Appearance out for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel blind like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas, already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. Just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep. Stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he on the other side was looking in. What? So what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. That was the inspiration behind this one. Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it, but I guess you could say that I had some kind of an epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that, because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone's better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monika's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on specific points. Try so hard to make it perfect, and never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper, and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. Keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand, and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Good advice, I guess.